Well, Cameron, progression tonight on penalties after a goalless draw over the 90 minutes. What was your thought on the game overall?
Yeah, I think we started off really well. First 15 minutes or so, we had them on the back foot. We controlled the game in possession. We sort of went away from that. I don't know what happened in the game. There was a little turn in the game, and we've only got ourselves to blame really for coming under some real pressure at the end of the first half, the back half of sort of the first half. So yeah, we got in at half time, and the manager was quite direct in what he thought, and rightly so really, because we needed to be better. We needed more energy, a bit more fight in us, and to be fair, second half I thought we got that. It felt like it was a good game to watch for the neutral second half for a 0-0, and both teams had a bit of a go, but we were definitely the ones felt like creating more chances at the end, which is a great sign for our fitness levels.
Yeah, the manager mentioned that sort of that lack of cutting edge maybe at one end, but when that is the case, how important is it the other end that you keep that back door shut?
Yeah, it's the first clean sheet of the season for us, so it's nice. It's something to build on. As a defensive unit, that's not me taking all the praise for that. The boys in front of me have been brilliant tonight, heading everything away, tackles, blocks, some big blocks at the end. So credit to the boys. It's a clean sheet, and it's, like I say, something to build on.
Ultimately, when it's the first round of the cup, is the main thing just you're in the draw for round two?
Yeah, look, you want everything straight away, don't you? But it doesn't often happen like that. It's a new squad, a lot of new signings, a lot of young boys. So people have got to learn. There's senior boys on that pitch that still make mistakes. So young lads are definitely going to. So we'll come together as a group. I'd like to think we'll get better as the season goes on, and learn more about each other, and hopefully that brings more consistency in performances and more wins for Rotherham.
Yeah, the average age of the group has come down, hasn't it, quite significantly in the summer. Have you and the other experienced lads got a sort of responsibility then to take the young lads under your wing and help them move forward?
Yeah, I think we have, but I think we've made it clear that the young lads have a voice too in the dressing room. It's not just senior lads speaking and everyone falling into line. It's very much a culture that we've created where everyone should feel like they have a voice, and it's important that we try and build on that and make sure these young lads feel welcome, and we give them a place of work to come and thrive every day, and hopefully some of them can do that and have really good seasons for us.
Two big saves in the shootout then. Talk us through those. Are they based on homework done, or is it body language? What's the key to it?
A little bit of homework, and then we're in the moment of a penalty shootout, so there's got to be a bit of a feel, a bit of instinct. So there was a bit of that and a bit of homework, and Moggy sent me in the right direction most of the time. So yeah, nice to make a couple of saves and like I say, progress.
You didn't quite have the Dean Henderson bottle then with all the names and direction.
No, I think credit to Dino. To be honest, I think this early on in the season, it's really hard to get the data on players for a shootout. So we did what we could, and yeah, thankfully managed to save a couple and score. We scored one more than them, and that was enough. And yeah, we'll get back on the bus, dust ourselves down, and have a trip to Cardiff Friday.
Yeah, because you had a big job on your hands, didn't you? After Salford had won the toss and it was being taken at that end, they've got that sort of psychological edge, you would feel. But once they've gone first and missed, it's sort of first blood to the Millers.
Yeah, I always think in a shootout, the early stages are so important. You've got to feel like you're on top early. Obviously, it is an advantage kicking in front of your home fans. But yeah, like I say, after I managed to save that first one, we felt like we were on top. And yeah, that must have been a bit of a nicer feeling for the boys. And yeah, thankfully we stepped up. Unfortunate for Gory at the end, being a local lad. I'm sure he had lots of family and friends here tonight that saw that. But yeah, he's a great lad. He'll dust himself down, and he'll be a big player for us this season.
And what's the key then into taking this forward? You mentioned the first clean sheet of the season. It wasn't the prettiest maybe overall, a 0-0 draw, but you're through to the next round and all eyes on to Saturday.
Yeah, I think the second half performance is something to build on. There was a tempo and an energy about us, and it was nice to see. And if we can sort of put our best bits together from the first three games, we'll not be far away come Saturday.